How many horsepowers do you think that this is going to add? All right, so it's pads and rotor day today. Step one. Well, I guess step one is find all the shit you're gonna need, which might seem like a lot, but it's really not. But this stuff's pretty basic. So this is the brake tool that you can use to compress the piston back in once you get the pads off, because you got to get the new pads on and around the rotor. Torque wrench. Tighten your wheel lug nuts to spec. Gloves to keep your hands nice and clean, which is to me is very important. You know, I'm actually a hand model on the side. You know, standard run-of-the-mill Craftsman. Doesn't have to be Craftsman. Any mechanic set. Obviously, jack and jack stands. Now let's get to the goods. And over here are the goods. One more thing you'll need. These came with, or come with. This came with. Cometh? This cometh? Don't matter. It goes to my, well, it goes to these. Standard, won't fit because they've got little grooves on it. I don't know if you can see there. So that's what that's for. Slotted rotors from StopTech. These are from Mountune. They make a lot of good Ford stuff. They're actually Hawk pads. Hawk made them specifically to Mountune's spec for the Fiesta ST. Mine's a 2014. But they'll fit, I think, 2014 through now the 17s, I guess. Now, hopefully, this came with some grease I use for the little clip for like the retainers for the pads. I'd be bummed out if they didn't, because I don't know if I'll be able to do it without those. Look at that. Look at that. How nice of them. Oh, yes, they did. You peaches. Yeah, see, Hawk makes these pads, which is fine. Really well packaged. Mountune generally packages things really well. Shout out to Mountune. Thanks for that. StopTech, not so much, I think. These ones are in better shape. You kind of just come on out. Now the back side of my road pads get much more eaten through. Eaten, I'm assuming, is the past tense of eaten, even though eaten is already a past tense. Now, unfortunately, Mountune neglected to send new retainer clips, which is kind of a bummer. These ones actually are in really good shape. The other side wasn't as nice. There's my cute little transmission there. These ones are in good shape, actually. But it would have been nice if they came with new clips. I didn't know they didn't until I opened them and it was too late. Such is life. Life is full of disappointment. Okay. This part's pretty cool. I'm going to show you to use this bad boy. What this is, it presses the drum here, piston I should say, back in inside the caliper so we can fit it over our much thicker new pads. Oh, come on! Now I bought this one off Amazon for a good dealio, but if you don't have one and don't want to buy one, you can rent them from your friendly neighborhood auto parts store. Now, one thing I'll mention as you do this, it is going to push brake fluid back into the system, so you want to keep an eye on that. That's why I have the hood popped. Make sure we don't overflow it. You never want to go above max when you're doing this. It'll go back down, but you don't want to overflow it. No bueno. Okay. Most cars are probably like this, but you'll notice that's for this side. This one's for the back side. Notice how the pins are kind of in different spots. That's how, well, it's just one way you can tell which one goes on which. So that's backside right there. All right. Mountune and or Hawk were kind enough to give me this lube grease. So you don't want to put that on rotor or the business side of the brake pad. You want to put it on where it's going to contact the caliper and where it's going to contact the piston. And on the clips here. That way it doesn't, squeak and shit. I need to become more learned. I seem to curse a lot when describing things because I don't have enough adjectives in my vocab. Now, according to the instructions here, it says to add 2 grams to here and spread it evenly. Now, because I'm not a socialist and because I don't smoke weed, I don't know how much is 2 grams, so I just kind of layer it on there. That's probably good. Just spread it nice and evenly. This part actually doesn't even really need it that much. It's the back side that does, but this will help stop it from squeaking and or seizing up. I didn't put the rotors on. These ones are still okay. I thought they were worse than they were. So next time I will, but not now, because I'm lazy. Get out of here. Quick online search reveals that you torque these down 100 pounds, foot-pounds, which I do have it set. This thing I think wasn't expensive. This is like a Harbor Freight tool. Love Harbor Freight. I don't remember how much it was. It might have been more. I have a bigger one. This one works just fine. 100 pounds. And here we go. You'll hear a click when it's at 100. It clicks. Pretty fucking cool. All right. Now, brake pads are in. There's a few things you got to do to break them in. After reaching medium speed, engage brake pedal to slow car without coming to a complete stop. Release pedal quickly and do not drag brakes. Repeat 4 or 5 times. At higher speeds, engage brake pedal to slow your car without coming at higher speeds. Engage brake pedal to slow car without coming to a complete stop. Release pedal quickly and do not drag brakes. Repeat 5 times. Holy shit, man. At or near race speed, engage brake pedal to slow car without coming to a complete stop. Race speed, at or near. This is the third thing we got to do. At or near race speed, engage brake pedal to slow car without coming to a complete stop. Release pedal quickly and do not drag brakes. Allow a few seconds between brake engagement of car's motion. Do not hold brake pedal. Park car for approximately 20 minutes or until brake rotors are completely cooled to the touch. You gotta pump it, I think, a couple times because it goes all the way down. There it is. There's pressure. There's quite a bit of traffic to be doing this. But I did the medium speed stops. Now we gotta do the high speed stops. So the speed limit here is 50. Oh yeah. All those bad boys work. Oh yeah. Oh. That's what I like to fucking see. Race speeds. Now, race speeds, as they say, race speeds cannot be attained legally on a public road. Luckily, I live, on the border of Mexico, and I also have a location. I have a loft outside the border of Canada, so we're gonna be in Canada or Mexico. That's one of those lawless border regions to obtain race speed. Make sure we're clear of coppers. There's a couple of cars here. I don't want to set a bad example. Oh, those are lovely. God, isn't that nice? You don't realize how low your brake pads are till you put new ones in either. It engages much higher, which is to be expected. Look at me like that, old man. Just breaking the brake pads in. They work nice. I just wanted some, I needed some new brake pads, and I got them. So shout out to Mountune and Hawk for making some, at least what appear to be, the first glance, some pretty kick-ass pads that are good for the street and good for those times where you really got to kick it in the ass and get after it, The process overall was much easier than I thought. I will say I wish they came with the new clip, little clip assembly, and they did not. Wish they did, and they did not. So that's kind of a bummer. But other than that, I mean, this is easy, and you really don't need any specialized tools. Although I would recommend getting that caliper tool to press the piston back down. That, because I've done it without that before on cars I didn't care about, and I used like a vice grip and some other shit, and it was janky, and I scratched things and I ruined metal. I didn't want to have that on this car, and that made it so much easier. Honestly, so much easier. Now, the only thing left to do was get some fucking beer in my system. I earned it. I earned it. My fingernails are filthy. My hands are dirty with the toils of manual labor.